Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with Me, and welcome to Tag Along Tuesday. I'm going to make some tags, just regular tags, using the Cardinal and Lace kit because I need tags for that journal that I'm working on. I didn't get it finished last night. I got a lot done, but I still needed tags, so I started to make them last night, and I thought, no, tomorrow's Tag Along Tuesday. We'll just do it tomorrow. So, as usual, I've got my little pieces of, I want to say chipboard, but it's really not. It's just the backing off of some ephemera. I like to use that on the inside of my tags. It makes them nice and strong and they don't bend. Now, I want to get my cardinal on there. So I'm just kind of placing it. I think that'll work right there. So I'll link this kit below. I've had it up for a while. I thought I had already showed it and you guys had seen it, but I had a lot of people that said, oh, I've never seen that kit before. So I don't know if I think I showed it. Maybe you just missed that video. I have been kind of out of sorts today, I tell you. I finally got the other video up for that journal that I was working on yesterday, and that's the one for Sandy Harris. I got that up today. Well, it's going up now, let's put it that way. And I have just been running into obstacles since then. It's like I can't get my head on straight today. So I finally got to sit down, and it's not as early as I would have liked for it to have been to do my video, but oh well, it is what it is. Do the best we can do. Okay, I think that will work right there. Yeah, I like that. That's a pretty tag, isn't it? I don't think that that tag needs anything else. Anything at all. Other than a backing. It does need a backing. So I'm going to use some of our, this is that drawing paper that I get off of Amazon. I've linked it a ton of times below my video, and you guys have said that you have got it and love it. I love it for backing my tags, but I will try to remember to link it again. If something happens and I forget, just nudge me and I'll put the link down there. It's a very nice paper and it's easy to write on. You can even write on it with a ballpoint pen. I mean, it's so smooth. So that's why I like it. So what have you guys been doing? Everybody baking for Christmas? Are you crafting? What are you doing? I'm going to cut that and see if I can straighten that tag up a little bit. I think I got it a little crooked. I haven't started doing any baking. I don't do a lot of baking. Melina is actually the baker in our family. She does the baking. I'm not a big baker. I like to make cookies and things with the kids, but we haven't set up a time to do that yet this year. Normally we do, but everybody's been so busy. And the kids have been out of town up until this past weekend with their singing and all of that, so it's just been hectic this year. But if we don't get it done before Christmas, we can always do it after Christmas. Cookies are good anytime, so cookies and candy. We usually make cookies and candy and give little gift boxes to the neighbors and things like that, so it's fun. Alright, let's go ahead and use our little tag template. And I just used a piece of cardboard to cut this. Somebody asked me, did I have a template for it? No, I just grabbed a piece of cardboard and started cutting. I don't measure. It looked good to me, so I thought it would work. There we go. Oh yeah, I like that. Now on the bottom right here, I like to use my little tiny corner rounder. I have one that's real tiny right there. And I like to round these bottom corners. That just makes it slide in and out of your pockets better. And then on the top, I think I'll use my ribbon punch, since this is quite a large tag. Whoops, I might need to empty my ribbon punch. It looks like it's kind of full. You know, your tools will stop working on you if you don't take care of them. Believe me, I know from experience. Oh my goodness, it was full. I'll link this below too if I can remember. It's just a little ribbon punch that I got off of Amazon. I love how it makes that little hole there. Let's see, I might put that in it. This is a single-sided ribbon, so I'm not sure. Probably when I tie it, it's going to look funny. We'll see. If it does, we can take it out, redo it. Yeah, it's wanting to go upside down, and I'm not liking that. And I know it's probably the way I tied it, but we shall use something else. Let's just use some seam binding. Well, pulled up one and didn't pull the other. There we go. Okay, that tag is ready to go. Now, like I said, this is not going to be anything earth-shattering, but I do need tags, and there's not a lot of different ways to make tags. When you just want normal tags, that is. I mean, I can always come up with a different selection, but when I want some normal ones, there's not a lot of different ways. Now, I need a skinny one, so I'm thinking that might work right there. Can't write on that back, though. I think I'll just cut it. I don't want to waste that other side since you can't write on it, so I'm just going to cut it. And I'm thinking I'm going to need about 3 inches. Let's do it 3 1/4. 3 1/4. There we go. Then we can make another little one if we need it. Yeah, I think that will work. Then I'm just going to cut that top. Well, I may even fold it over. I may not even cut it. Let's just fold it over. Yeah, let's cut this one at a little less than 3. Yeah, and we can just glue that down there. Bless Aaron's heart, he gets so ill when things don't go exactly like they're supposed to. And we was fitting AJ kits together today, and we ran out of a paper that I had to get more of. And he had a meltdown. He said, "No, we've got to finish kits." I said, "Baby, we can't finish kits until we get the paper." "No, we've got to finish kits." I said, "We can't finish them." He just did not understand. He was like, "You should have got the right amount of paper." I said, "I know, we should have, but we didn't." And he wouldn't even look at me and tell me bye when he started to leave. And he went on out to the car, and I guess he got to thinking about it because he come back in and give me a hug and a kiss. So I guess he got to thinking about, well, I didn't need to be quite so mean to Nene. It wasn't her fault. I said, "Thank you." He said, "You're welcome. Just let me know when the other paper comes in." I said, "Okay, it should be here tomorrow." That boy. He's got my heart, but sometimes I'd like to spank him up one side and down the other. Oh, he doesn't understand things like we do. That's the autism in him. Everything's supposed to be in schedule and in order, and if it's not, then meltdown's gonna happen. It's just the way it goes. He was also hungry. He didn't want to eat anything here. He wanted his daddy to take him and get him something. So when he gets hungry, he gets a little bit out of sorts too. So I said, well, just go ahead and stop and y'all go get him something to eat, because he's hangry. He gets hungry, he gets hangry. So Brandon was like, okay, we'll go get him something to eat. He said, I tell you what, this boy, he said, he's getting on my nerves today and yesterday. He doesn't like Mondays at all. And that's, you know, I used to not like Mondays when I had to go to a public job. I hated Mondays because it was always like, oh, catch-up day and all the stuff that come in over the weekend I had to get caught up on. And I didn't like Mondays at all. Well, he doesn't like Mondays, period. Alright, I think I'm just going to round the corners on this. I'm not going to make it into a tag shape just because it's thin. It's not quite as wide as a normal tag. Oh, almost too big to put in there. Got a little bit of that backing showing right there, so trim that off. So anyway, today will be story day for you guys and Aaron. And Bethany has finished her semester. She's only got one more semester to go and she'll be graduating. I can't believe that. College. So she's excited about that. And Nene just wants to cry because I can't believe she's already graduating college. She will be graduating in April. I just can't believe it. I mean, these kids are growing up way too fast for me. So, anyway, I guess we can't stop them from growing up. Ooh, I'd like to put that on there. I think I'll do one of those tags like we did before when we wrap it around, wrap the sides around. So I'm just going to tear this off a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll put our cover on the back. I don't know, yeah, maybe, yeah, it's just the right size. Cool. And then we will cover the front. I did some of these the other day and I think I did it the opposite way, but it doesn't matter what you cover first and what you cover second, as long as you don't wrap your paper around until you finish, till the very end. Well, my stomach's growling. I'm hungry. I didn't stop out for lunch since I had such a hectic morning. I just worked right through and now I'm regretting it because I'm hungry. And I've still got a ways to go before supper time. Alright, let's see. It goes that way. So I'm just going to kind of center it up like that and put it down, and then we'll wrap these pieces around. So let's go ahead and get some glue on it. And I'm just gluing off screen because I'm using an old magazine that the pages are kind of glossy. So don't want to blind you. Okay. Now we just need to put some glue here, and I'm going to use my art glitter glue on this because this is, I printed this on a thick paper. Well, I say I am. Maybe I am. There we go. And someone, oops, I need to cut the corners. Someone asked me yesterday if Barely Arts was just made for vellum. No. You can use Barely Arts just like you use art glitter glue. It's basically the same formula. I mean, to me it works just as well, if not a little better. And I know people will say, well, why do you use art glitter glue then? Well, it's because I have it here on my desk. I just grab up whatever I have on my desk. And I'm used to this bottle, the size of it and everything. And in my Barely Arts, I only got the miniature bottle. We have others, but I left the other ones for other people to buy. And I only got the small one. So, you know, that could be my reasoning behind it too. I don't know. No particular reason. I use them both. I just, whichever one I grab up first. Okay. Alright, now we've got that wrapped around. I did have a little bit right here that didn't wrap like I needed it to, so let's see if we can fix that. Okay, there is that one, and I'll probably stitch around this one just because of that, the way I've got that backing. It just makes it hold a little bit better. And since I got my new sewing machine from one of you guys. Oh, I started to say, oh, man, I cut the wrong end, but I didn't. That's pretty. I would need to make some small tags after this. A few small ones. I don't need a lot of small ones, but I want to make just a few. Problem is with small tags, I don't want to cut through any of these. So we'll have to look and see. I'll probably make a small one with that and a small one with this. Oh, my little girl, I can't cut her. I can probably do it there and that one. Isn't she adorable? Look at that. Let's see, I could probably, she's about 6 inches. I could probably use that one. That's just a double one that I printed. We can always make one with that. Okay, we've got plenty that we can do small tags with. I can even do a little tag out of that if I wanted to. Let's make one with this. Now I think what I might do, I've got some of these little scrap pieces of paper that one of you guys sent me, and they're scrapbooking paper, so they're going to be plenty thick enough. I'm just going to make sure that it's the right width and that it's straight cut. Looks like it is. Then I'm going to make it 6.5. That's normally about the size that I like tags to be. The ones that go in just similar pockets. Anyway, there we go. And that will get all of that flour. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. And you could try to center all this up if you want. I'm not going to waste my paper that way. It's going to get most of this pretty flour on there anyway, so we're going to go with that. Yeah, I know, I just covered up butterflies, didn't I? I know probably you're going, oh, I can't believe you did that. There's more pages of this over there, so it's not like I'm using them all. They sent me quite a few. So if you've got old scrapbook paper, and I'm not saying this is old, but if you have old scrapbook paper scraps, then use it to make your tags and things out of. Just cover it with the paper that you are going to use in your journal. Makes good tags. They're the right thickness and everything. All you have to do is put a cover on there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And then we'll put a backing on it. Now this, I have to use my glue stick because this paper is not as thick as the other, and your glue will show through if you use just regular art glitter glue or Barely Arts. It will show through. So I use my glue stick on that. And I like to cut mine. You can put it back in your trimmer if you want. I just like the feel of the scissors, and I like the sound of them. Reminds me when my mom used to sit at night and cut out quilt pieces. She quilted all the time, and she would sit at night and cut those quilt pieces out, and I can remember that, her scissors crunch crunch on all that fabric. Loved how it sounded. That's why I like to cut with my scissors. I have to look 2 or 3 times to make sure I'm cutting the right end on this. Oh, I like that. Now I could be inking this in green, but I've got some of them inked in green, some of them in red, and then some of these I'm just going to ink in the vintage photo. So it's going to have a combination in it. I'm going to go ahead and punch. And then I think this green is going to look good in there. And all the seam binding that I have comes from my Scrap Cabin shop. And I also have a discount code. If I can remember, I will put it below. She makes absolutely beautiful seam binding and crinkle. Cute. I like that. Alright, so that is... Let's make another little one. I don't want any... I think I have some shorter pieces than this. Let me see. I do. Got some of these pieces. These are off the back of ephemera as well, but they're about the right size that I need right now. Let's just do this other little guy. Get our cardinal on there. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see, I think I'll do this side. Have the other side to put the backing on. Now you can also, if you don't have anything like this to put in the middle of your tags, you can also use book pages. Just put book pages in there to make them a little bit stronger. I just cannot stand flimsy tags. The ones that you try to stick down in there and they just bend, and I can't stand that. So I have to make mine strong. Hopefully everybody that gets my journals likes that, but I love making them strong. Okay, let's cover the back. And yeah, I saw what I did. That's okay. We can fix it with no problem. Which it really doesn't, not a fix, but we can. I knew that I was doing this. But we're going to have a little bit of a wraparound anyway, so it doesn't matter if this piece is a little bit shorter on the sides than what the tag form is. As long as it's not longer. Oops, that needs to be trimmed. Okay, let's cut off our corners. I'll make some with some old book pages in them in just a minute. We may leave the book pages kind of sticking out around. I like having tags that have some book pages or vintage paper or something sticking out around them. So we'll make some of those next. Now I said in my other video, the one that went up just before this one, that I had news that I was hoping to share with you, but I haven't got that finalized yet, so I'm going to have to wait until I can get it finalized before I share. So you'll just have to watch the videos and see when I can share it with you. And see, you've still got plenty of writing room, but it just has a little frame around it. I like that. I knew if I threw my tag template back up there that I'd lose it. Let's see. Now some people use old credit cards to do this, to make those tag templates. That's fine if that's what you want to do. Anything that's hard like that, I cut up all of my old credit cards. I destroy them. So I definitely wouldn't want to show it on video. But if you're just using it at home, you can definitely do that if you want. I think in this one I'll use some red. I don't know that my other video is going to go up too. Ooh, that's not the right color red. Oh, too far ahead of this one. Because it took it a while to get uploaded. I guess everybody's on the internet. We'll just do some dark green. That'll work. There we go. Okay, let's do one, and now this one I accidentally printed double-sided, but I think I want to use this little girl and do one just with book pages in the middle and maybe showing around the outside just a little bit. Which this will be a little bit bigger one because I don't want to cut my little girl in two, but it won't be that big. Let's see. Ooh. This may be more like a journal card. I think I'm going to have to cut her little flowers in two. I just won't cut her little hand. That'll work. Yeah. And then I'm going to trim off just a little bit at the top. And maybe a tiny bit at the bottom. There we go. And see, that's a real flimsy paper to me. So I definitely like to put something behind it. Because if I don't, it's just going to bend and all of that kind of stuff while I'm trying to put it in a pocket. Trying to find, there's some that's very brittle, but it does good to back your tags with because you're actually saving. Ooh, and it's got a, is that a double paper? Yes, it is. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's see if I'm going to have a, yeah, I'm going to have a little border around it. Yeah, I had been using another, well, I had been printing something else and I had it to print double-sided. And when I put this in there to print, I forgot to change it. But see, that paper is so brittle, it's breaking up there. So I'm going to trim a little of that off. And we're just going to keep just a minimum of it because if we don't, it's going to tear. It'll break. but I like that color. It's already all darkened up from the age. Doesn't even need any ink on this one. There we go. Isn't that cute with that little border around it? I think it is. Now, I said it doesn't need any ink, but I'm going to put a little ink on it. And then we're going to put a backing on it that's a little bit stronger so that it will hold this paper and not let it tear anymore. So let me grab a paper that's a little bit stronger than the ones I've been using. Oops, I just tore that one trying to get it out of my drawer. That one's stronger, so we'll put that on there. Okay. See, it just broke off in my hand right there. That's okay. Just makes it that much more vintage looking. Okay, now that should hold that paper without letting it tear anymore. And I'm just going to go ahead and snip that out since that little piece is torn. There we go. I'll tell you what, we'll just go ahead and use our little tiny corner rounder on these corners since they are so fragile anyway. Just clip those off. There we go. Oops. That one didn't glue well. So there is a little journal card. We'll call this a journal card because it's kind of big. But I didn't want to cut my little girl in half, so I think that's cute too. We may put some little labels on some of these, but I think I'm going to wait until I get them in the journal or start to put them in the journal before I put labels on them, because I have labels on some of the pages and I just don't want to duplicate the labels. So we've got quite a few tags going, and now I need to make some more pockets to put these tags in. I had tags already. Well, I had small tags. I didn't have any big ones, but I need to go ahead and make some pockets to put these tags in. Now you can use this to make pockets as well. Just turn it sideways, figure out how wide you need to make it, cover it with paper, put a little pull in there, and you've got a pocket. So those are good to make pockets out of as well. As a matter of fact, I'll probably use what I already have out here on my desk. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.